Last week, the New Jersey Devils became the first team in NHL history to sweep 3 road trips, being the Western Canada, Eastern Canada, and Californian road trips in one season. That's right, the New Jersey Devils have been on an absolute tear this season when they have been playing away from home. Well, they came home this week, Sunday, against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Tuesday, January 24th, against the Vegas Golden Knights, coming away with a couple of overtime wins, making that 3 overtime wins in a row at home, going back to January 3rd against the New York Rangers. But it was on Sunday, the 22nd of January, where the Devils did get the better of Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins in what was not the most exciting game that we've seen at the Prudential Center this year, including the stretches of games that the Devils seemed like they couldn't find a win throughout the month of December. Well, since December 30th, the Devils have been 9-1-2. It's been a great run in New Jersey, and they've just now skyrocketed back to the top of the Metropolitan Division, 66 points, level with the Carolina Hurricanes, although Carolina do have a game in hand that will be used against the Dallas Stars Wednesday night at 8:30. However, it was early in that Pittsburgh game where it looked like we were going to get an absolute goal fest. Jack Hughes broke the scoring just 56 seconds in on a sharp angle try from the near circle that beat Tristan Jarry near side to make it 1-0. But it would be the captain on the other end, Sidney Crosby, who would score his 22nd of the season from the high slot to make it 1-1. He beat Vitek Vanecek on a tough shot. And it was Vitek Vanecek who got all of the applause by the end of that quite boring contest on Sunday, because Vitek Vanecek won his 7th straight game in net for the New Jersey Devils, something that no New Jersey Devil netminder has done since Martin Brodeur laced up his pads. So you have to give a lot of credit to what Vanecek's been able to do. But that's not to say that the team in front of him hasn't been very good as well. This is now a turnaround from what was an abysmal December where they only won 3 games out of 14. Now this Devils team looks like they're heading back in the right direction. While the second and third periods on Sunday didn't have a whole lot of busy action for either goaltender or either team, really, it would be in overtime when the Devils went on the power play on a 4-on-3 try. Dougie Hamilton played across the top of the circles and fired one home by Jarry to make it 2-1. The Devils getting 2 points. A second straight home win was huge for confidence, especially going in against a tough Metropolitan Division rival, although the Penguins, now sitting in 4th behind the Rangers, are in that limbo position where they don't know where the heck they're going to be at the end of the season, but they have some promising players. I mean, outside of Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, they've shown the signs of being a perennial playoff team year in and year out. So you can't count them out, but that was a tough loss for them, a valuable point for Pittsburgh. But moving on for New Jersey would be a tougher opponent in Vegas. The Golden Knights, I mean, what can you say about them? Since joining the NHL, they have been an absolute revelation running the Western Conference. Last year, didn't make it into the playoffs, a lot of injuries, and they still are dealing with a lot of injuries now if you think about Robin Lehner and Nolan Patrick, just to name a few, and Shea Theodore on the back end. But if you look at their forward core, this is still a really, really strong team. And they really did give it to the Devils for large stretches, especially in the second period. The Devils have really struggled playing in second periods, especially at home. But in the first period, it was Devils early again. Andre Palat, his first goal since coming back from injury this month, and his first since October 8th in just his 15th game of the season. Very happy to see him get on the score sheet, and it was a good goal put together by Hischier, who somehow managed to get the puck into the zone. Took a deflection off a defenseman before flying over the head of Logan Thompson and just floating into the back of the net to make it 1-0 at the end of 1. In that second period, though, all Vegas, they hadn't recorded a single shot for the final 10 minutes of the first period and first 6 minutes of the second period. But after that, it was an absolute onslaught. Ben Hutton walking in behind all 3 forwards. Brendan Smith napping a little bit, and just fires one upstairs on Vanecek. Nothing the goaltender for New Jersey could do, and he had a remarkable game outside of that to begin with. And then just a few minutes later, it was William Karlsson who gets on the end of a Jonathan Marchessault rebound, and it was Marchessault who came in with an absolutely ridiculous power move to get all the way around the defense and to beat Vanecek, who almost had his post completely closed off, but it just trickled by him for Karlsson to put home. Heading into the third period, it felt like this Devils team was probably out of their luck for a bit. Vegas really controlled the last 15 or so minutes of that second period. It's tough to come back from these sort of things. And boy, did they leave it late. They like to do things dramatically on this final homestand before the All-Star break. And it was Dougie Hamilton again This time with a 6-on-5, Vanecek to the bench, an empty netter, firing one that just somehow squeaked by Logan Thompson. 2-2 with 1:10 to go. You have to imagine this would go to overtime, and it would. And what do you know? This is the week of Dougie Hamilton, as he would rear back off a ridiculous pass from Jack Hughes, who was being clobbered into the boards, played a backhand pass that I don't know how it reached Hamilton to begin with, but he reared back and fired for another one-timer, 2 games in a row off of Dougie Hamilton's stick. Does he deliver glory to the New Jersey Devils? And this one is huge. Make that 3 home runs in a row, 8 straight for Vitek Vanecek, and now tied for points for first place with the Carolina Hurricanes. It's been a great run for the Devils, and now it looks like they might be back to their best at home. Not an entirely perfect 60-minute performance in either one of these games, but a 3-2 win over the Golden Knights. Dougie Hamilton getting his 11th, 12th, and 13th of the season. Jack Hughes scoring his 30th. He's on pace for a 103-point season. Just absolutely ridiculous. Hart Trophy shouts were coming out on Tuesday night. But now the Devils will go back on the road and playing in so many games now that go past 60 minutes into overtime just coming off of a 5-game road trip. Now they play 2 games at home. They got a back-to-back against the Dallas Stars and Nashville Predators this Thursday, Friday. You have to imagine stamina and fatigue is going to be a factor. So we'll see how these Devils hold up. But for now, they have been incredibly impressive, worked their way back to the very top of the NHL's best. And it looks like with the way that they're winning games right now, this could be here to stay. For WFUV Sports, I'm James Burley. I will see you guys next time.